Welcome to the show. You are one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com. Make sure you bookmark that site if you want to get the last review of the first week of the NFL. How did your team do? Specifically, the Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers after one game. Do you want to think your team still has a chance of winning the Super Bowl or getting to the playoffs at least? Drop me a like, drop me a comment here on this video, and if you always want to participate in the conversation, use that hashtag #OneOnOneWes. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell if you want to get notified of all the latest videos here on this channel as well. Let's dive right into it with the segment that has not watched a single Democrat debate. Do you remember?
You remember?
Do you remember when the USA and specifically its basketball program was semi-relevant, you could say? Well, in this last FIBA World Cup, you could call it, is what they're calling it to be specific. That's been going on in China here the last couple weeks. The tournament has been a dud for the United States. And normally the United States has had a pretty good winning streak going for itself since the Redeem Team of 2008. They've been on a nice either 50 or 60 game winning streak roughly. The USA basketball team now has lost 2 straight to basically finish no better than 7th in this tournament, obviously not getting any kind of a medal whatsoever. They still are qualified for the Olympics next summer in Tokyo, but I have to say that when it comes to its relevance, they're still relevant, obviously, and a lot of the talk is becoming a bit moot at this point when it comes to the basketball program, whether or not they could actually medal in this coming tournament, and whether or not, again, the conversation's starting up again, just like it was in 2004 when they only got a bronze medal in that tournament when they should have gone for gold. They're supposed to go for gold because this is the sport that we also invented in this country. You have to be the favorites no matter what. But looking at the way the world is, and the world has definitely caught up to us for many, many years now, many decades, over a decade at least. But looking at it going forward, they're still relevant. They're just at a point where some of the way that they go about constructing the team needs to be a little bit criticized more than whether or not players are participating in anything else. Now, it seems like the new head coach, Greg Popovich, who's currently the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, it was Mike Krzyzewski for quite a few tournaments now for USA Basketball. That was the head coach. Now it's Popovich. Krzyzewski stepped aside, still coaching at Duke, obviously. But when it comes to the way the team is being constructed now, they're going back to the old way of doing things. This team that was constructed, while a solid team, did deal with some injuries, and obviously there were players that decided to back out kind of at the last minute. But again, that's their right to do it. Not saying they're forced to do anything like that, but the attention is being focused more so on the players than the actual construction of the team and the way the team is being coached in these tournaments now. I think this will right itself when it comes to the Olympics. A lot of players are looking at this World Cup as really not that big of a deal, which, again, don't really care. I didn't pay a lot of attention to it, but to see that USA Basketball lost for the first time in quite some time and also lost 2 in a row in this tournament, it's a bit shocking. It's a bit sad in some instance of it. But on the flip side of it, you have to look at how it's being constructed, how this team is being put together. It was put together with obviously some last-minute additions and kind of piecemealed it a little bit together, but the attention's being focused on what the player selection was, when in actuality, who's deciding who should play in this tournament? Who's inviting who to be participating in this? I think that's the question that needs to be focused on more going forward than the actual players themselves. Time for my feel-good story of the week, and this comes from the University of Tennessee and its reaction to a fellow fan of the university and its football program, to be specific, with his own t-shirt design.
Loving the University of Tennessee this morning. They turned a t-shirt that was designed by a child who was being bullied into official school apparel. The Florida boy created his own shirt during his school's College Colors Day because he didn't have any official gear. However, some of the students made fun of him. So when the University of Tennessee learned about the boy online, the school added his t-shirt design to its clothing line, and part of the money raised from selling his shirt will be donated to an anti-bullying charity. The school also sent the boy free gear.
Now, the boy's name is being withheld, obviously, because it is a fourth grader, but in that story, that little tidbit of the video there that did not get reported, that is actually true after the fact of that report, is that the University of Tennessee has also offered this boy a scholarship, full 4-year ride scholarship. Obviously, he meets the academic standards when that time comes, being that he is only in the fourth grade, I should say, but he will get a full ride scholarship offer from the University of Tennessee in good standing right now, as long as he meets all the academic standards. But this story has obviously gone mega viral for all the right reasons, and it just goes to show you that, hey, you got a little creativity in you, put a little effort into it. Obviously, you know, it's sad that he got made fun of for the t-shirt design that he did, but hey, there's plenty of good people in the world. A little perseverance goes a long way, a lot of generosity too, and compassion. And obviously, all the proceeds that the University of Tennessee is making from the sale of these t-shirts is going to a anti-bullying campaign. 100% of it. They are definitely not making any profit off of this t-shirt designed by the young fourth grader, who is, again, unnamed, but again, that's fine. That's all good standing, but he's getting a full ride scholarship as well. I salute that young man and the University of Tennessee for their generosity and compassion. Of course, everybody for buying a t-shirt. If you like to buy a t-shirt, go check it out. University of Tennessee and their athletics page. I'm sure you can find their shop there to see the t-shirt design and to also pre-order one if you want to get one. Good on you. I love it. It's the human spirit right there. It's a great story. Great feel-good story, you could say. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time here on this channel, one-on-one with yours truly, Wes the Sports Guy. Make sure you bookmark westhesportsguy.com. Use that hashtag #OneOnOneWes to participate in the weekly discussion. I will see you next time.